How you doing, legends? Thought it was time to debut the glasses and singlet combo. Hope it makes me look a little bit smarter. You might actually take my picks seriously for once. We start here with a nice solid team at 276 in the overall ranks for our analysing teams video. 11 trades remaining, 199k in the bank. So obviously plenty of breathing room here to, with the salary, but the trades is a slight worry at this point. Got a few questions on here. We've got the guys on the bench, the hold or sell for Butcher, Tungo, and also Peoples. I think Peoples probably the one that you could look to move on. There's a chance that he plays in round 17, but obviously it's a chance at this point. We've got the question here, does Cleary still remain the best captaincy option? Let's knock that one out of the way. There's a chance that he doesn't back up, so I would personally be putting the captaincy on someone like Nicho Hynes and Angus Crichton. Even someone like a Mitchell Moses or a Matt Burton could be an interesting one if you want to go a little bit alternate. But definitely I think Nicho Hynes is going to be a clear standout this week. And if Manu, for example, happens to get the fullback position, Teddy doesn't back up, then he could be a sneaky one as well. All right, let's get into the specific questions. A few of these are going to be pretty important. So if you have the salary remaining, I'd be going Starling straight to Reed Mahoney for sure. The question here is Reed, Cook, or Grant, and I think that Cook is the best option out of the three, but with him having a chance of playing limited minutes in this round 14 game, he's going to miss 17 and potentially limited minutes in 18 as well. That's a slight issue with Cook at this point, and I'd be looking to pick him up in an 18, 19, or 20. And right now, I'll go for Reed because he's going to be playing the rest of the games. It's clear, it's not a worry, especially when we have a bunch of guys like Cleary and stuff that could potentially not back up. That's the biggest thing to think about there. Set up these ideal number of players for round 17 is 12 to 14. Yeah, that's perfect as normal. Currently have 6. So if you're using, let's say, 7 to 9 trades, I think that's the best way to go about it. The third question here was, I think I know your answer, but with the way my squad is, so trade heavy for round 17 players, use all my trades. Hope the team has no issues in 18-19, receiving the extra 4 trades in round 20 for injury, suspensions, resting cover. So the important part here, guys, is leaving a few trades, at least 2 to 4, I'd say, in round 18 and 19, to be able to build to your final team, because that's the biggest issue, is if you're really loading up in round 17, you're missing out on some of the guns that are available, and if you can't use some trades in 18, 19, and 20 to pick up all the big, the top guns, the Murrays, the Clearys, obviously, DCEs, there's heaps of, obviously, the gun, Damien Cook. If we're going wing fullback, it's going to be Pappy, Teddy, these types of guys. So you want to be able to save a few trades for those rounds, and I think that's the best option for you there. And then get the last 4, so you can use another 1 or 2 for upgrades, and then hold a couple for for injuries and suspensions. So that's the theory there. The second one here, thoughts on Hughes, Frizzell, McInnes, Brown, and Reed Mahoney. So they're all really, really good options. It's at a slightly discounted price. In terms of which ones you should select, just look at the positions that you're struggling with a little bit in terms of getting guns in there, and I would select guys from that position. Obviously, Starling's an important one to read this week, and then you can work out based on what you've got. So you obviously got a fair few mids and edges, so not a super important position for you to upgrade at this point, but up to you how you want to play that, whether you want to get another half. You've already got Moses and Cleary, for example. You've got someone like Nicho Hynes who you could sneak into that position. So a few things to think about there. And you obviously just check out my videos, guys, previously in terms of cash cows and stuff that will help you out a little bit. All right, this team here, 2660 overall rank, 14 trades remaining, 87 in the bank. Been holding my rank the last few weeks, but a late surge in round 13 with 13 players. Awesome. Aiming for 12 to 13 in round 17. Perfect. Thinking of Aiken to McInnes if I can get IPAPs to the edge and make it work. I don't see the real appeal in going Aiken to McInnes. You're using an extra 20k there. Aiken's been averaging 49.5 for the year. If you listen to that recent video, the potential trade outs, I talked about him in there. I think he's going to be one of the top 3 centers in the game. So I would be holding him personally. I understand why you're looking at it, just because he's had a couple of light games, but I wouldn't be looking into that one too much. Please let me know what other trades I can make this round. It'll take me a total of 7 or 8 trades between now and 17 to field the 12 to 13. In terms of guys to think about, Starling's obviously a big one to trade out this week. Wolford's going to be alright, but you're going to trade him out eventually, right? You got Carraz, who's going to be a trade out. Blake Taff, I don't think should be in your side, for example. So those kind of guys I'd be looking to move on. Cola, for example, is going to be a guy to move on heading into 17. I think the rest of the guys in there, Ilias, we're going to hold through 17. Maxi King probably in 17, and Butcher as well. So a few guys there, Vitalea. So plenty of guys that you have options to trade, whether you go for cash cows, whether you go for guns, downgrade, upgrade, would be the thoughts there, that's all. All right, this team here is ranked 1318, so 1,318 there. 15 trades, 142k in the bank, so a bit of wiggle room here. Think you're Starling to Reed. Yep, perfect. Do I trade Tungo to someone like Ramsey for cash? You could do that if you like. I understand why you would do that. If you're holding Walters now, I think you got to keep him all the way through to 17. You could do the Ramsey one if you like. If you're happy with your cover in center and wing fullback, you could do that. You do have 15 trades, so that's a luxury trade I think you could do. How many trades is ideal to have after round 17? I think anywhere between 2 to 6 would be sick if you can do that, just for upgrades, and then get that extra 4. And yeah, anywhere between 10 and 13 players for round 17. If you can do that, it won't hamper your final team too much, because that's the biggest thing. It's now working out whether, you know, how you can bring in guns, but also have enough playing in 17 that you don't lose ranks, or you can gain a few ranks in that time and go from there. So that's the theory on that one. This team's a very interesting one. We're ranked 390, which is nice. Use the 4 trades this week. So had 12 at the beginning and used the 4. So the trades this week are Tungo to Mam, Starling to Reed, we got Butcher to McInnes, and Peoples to Averillo. I'm personally not a big fan of the Averillo one, but you know, I understand why you're doing that. It feels like it's a bit of a sideways trade, especially when you're bringing in Mam. So you bring in 2 cheapies this week. That's my only concern, is that how are they going to go? Are they going to dominate this week? Are they going to make a lot of cash, or are they going to be 2 guys that aren't playing in round 17? And that's the big concern. Averillo won't be, obviously, and Ezra, will he be in the squad by then? That's the big question. Reed and McInnes, obviously great trade-ins, but Butcher might be a little bit early on the trade-out, but up to you on that one. What players should I look to upgrade in the coming weeks? Yeah, it's just those guys that are going to be playing in 17. If you think a guy's an over 50 scorer and he's a keeper, I'd be holding on to him, except for in the center and wing fullbacks. 47, anything above that is a great average for those guys. Wing fullback hasn't been as high this year when you got Hines and stuff. That helps. Should I captain Cleary with him playing Origin? Maybe not playing. I would personally captain someone else. There are any must-haves I'm missing. Not really, man. You've got a really good selection of mids and edges, which is great. Still holding some decent players on the bench. Position's good, man. 390 overall. Be interesting to see what your team value is, because I really like the setup you got here. No Teddy. Yeah, it looks like you're pretty well set for round 14, which is good. And then, yeah, just follow the videos for potential options in round 17. All right, another team here, the Renegade Bus, 375 overall rank, 13 trades there. Last week trades was Stephen Crichton to Garrick, lovely. Hastings to Tofu, yeah, captain. Ilias to Tamalolo, Burbo to Siwa, interesting. Takaoho. Trade thoughts pre-origin, want to get Reedy and McInnes in, so need to make at least 3 trades to do so, and will be in need of a cheapie. 1 cheapie I think is fine. Starling, Tungo, Butcher, Nanai. I think Nanai is going to be a trade now with the ankle injury. He's not going to play this week, isn't worry. Will he be out for a couple of weeks? We'll probably find out, hopefully, today or tomorrow morning would be ideal. Hopefully NRL Physio gets some news on that one. He obviously came out and played, but they did need him, for example, so they made him get out there. And he looked like he was running freely enough, so it might just be a 1-week injury. So yeah, they're the kind of guys I'd be looking at. Butcher, obviously, you can potentially do, but he doesn't play 17, Tungo, Starling, and Nanai. So up to you what you want to do with that. And I would personally be going in the cheapies one. I'd be going for Cody Ramsey. Nanai low BE, game time decision whether he's a trade out. Yeah, fair. I would go Ramsey at the annoying price personally, rather than a 220 cash out. I'm going to have terrible coverage until I can start picking up Origin guys from round 18. Yeah, that's fine. We're all going to be a bit like that, but obviously, yeah, Herman CSA and stuff is not ideal. Arrow is going to be a hold. Cool. Team's looking pretty solid, man. All right. Nice team name. Overall rank, 1,785. 12 trades, 201 in the bank. Trades this week, Starling to Burton. Interesting. Tungo to Ramsey. Look to trade out Elliott, May, and Butcher round 17. Yeah, I think you can wait on there, man. Obviously, Peoples, I think you'd probably want to move just because you have, Davy as well. That's probably my only thoughts around that. But do you want to use him on one of these potential cash cows this week is going to be the question. And then having enough cover just to make sure if Cleary, Haas, Grant don't play, for example, that you've got enough guys there. So just think about those trades as well. But team's looking good. All right, overall rank 1591. So we've got some good teams in here. This is Tuivasa Shrek, which we speak about a bit. Is it time to move on the Panthers duo? I think maybe Tungo. I'd hold May, just with the wing fullback position being a little bit tough. Use Cotter's cash to find a way to IPAP, or get Reedy for hooker, cover, and round 17 cover. So you do have, obviously, Harry which is ideal. Cotter, I don't think will play this week. If he does, he's a miracle worker. He's incredible. Let's actually speak briefly about Origin. It was actually a really, really strong game, right? The debutants for Queensland were incredible. I thought Cobbo would be nullified a little bit more than he was, so he did an amazing job. Paddy Carrigan, Ruben Cotter, incredible. And then just, DC and Munster just really dominated that game on the back of that, quick play the balls and, their eyes up footy. They were terrific. On the Blues side of the ball, Jack Wighton really showed that he can play great, football at centre. Obviously, just had that one bad year. Him and Gutho were the two centres, and we had a tough one. But Wighton was great, running the ball, nice and hard, nice and straight. Teddy and Cook really had great games as well. But other than that, just with Cleary, was the main issue was that they knew that he was the only kicker, so they were just running at him, obviously, putting him under a lot of pressure and not giving him a lot of time to really dominate. And definitely think the forwards for Queensland really dominated that battle through the middle. Payne Haas was getting so many contact meters as per normal, but that was slow contact meters, if that makes sense. They weren't getting quick play the balls that we're used to. Even Cam Murray was struggling to get his quick play the balls, and him having, coming off a slight injury, him playing the lesser minutes than normal really just hurt them a little bit. So it's going to be a fun series. I think, New South Wales have every chance to win the next two. But it makes it a little bit tough, obviously, losing the one in Sydney. But let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys, on Origin. And generally the players and the minutes they've played, and if you think that certain guys are going to back up or not. I think that will be interesting. But Cotter playing the full 80 there, mixture between the middle and edge, it's going to make him pretty tough to back up in this game on Friday night. Obviously, he was named in the reserve, so good chance that wasn't going to play anyway. But that's that. If you wanted to trade him out, I understand. Good chance that he misses out in round 18 as well. Just if he's playing huge minutes in Origin, but he is an absolute gun, and we're going to want him in our team at some point. So it's like, do you trade him out now? Last week was probably the week to do it. Potential trade-ins: IPAP, Reed, McInnes, Ramsey, all great options. Trade-outs: Cotter, Tonga May, Peoples, Butcher, depending on his minutes. I'd probably you give them an extra week, for example, Butcher, but I understand why you'd move on. Maxi's a hold till 17. How many reckon? Who knows on minutes for Butcher? Let's hope he gets 50, but he shouldn't be getting more than 39. That's for sure. There you go. That's that one. Who are the trades in the team? All right, other than Garner, what are some good mid-ranges for about 540k? Yes, I spoke about that in the mid-range cash cow video. RFM, Silva, Havili. I personally would be avoiding Lukey Garner. Do we sell now Butcher? I'm thinking you're doing Starling to Reed, Butcher to Dylan Brown, Tonga to Mam. This is things I am low on trades, but working my way towards getting keepers to play 17. What do you think? Also getting Mam means I have a lot of cheapies on my bench. That's the only worry there. If you bring in another cheapie, just that build up of cheapies there, you probably only want 3 max, the real cheap guys that are trying to make you some cash, because 1 or 2 of them won't, and they'll be stuck there, for example, for the rest of the year. So just be aware of that. You don't want to go anywhere more than like 3 or 4, because then you're playing them in your starting 17, not what we really want. Also thinking of Garrick, which I can get from Starling straight to him, or doing 3 trades. That's solid. Currently on Starling to Reed, Tonga to Garner, or other mid-range. I personally, for the Tonga one, I just hold him, man. I understand you probably have to trade him to get the upgrade. I personally wouldn't do Garner, though. That's just my thoughts on that one. All right, next one. Here we go. Good man, Matty Damon. So overall rank is on the improve, which is nice. Love the little gift there. Back up into the 2,400 marks. He had a great week from 5,000, I believe. Up to 2,400. Of course, it went him over Crichton. Traded in Harris, the flip a coin one, unfortunately. Clear captain in case Cleary doesn't back up. The Ice Paps, So Ice Paps or how good's the Joey Manu Muscles? How good. I'm holding Karaz for another week or 2 on that one. Nico Hines is a great captaincy option as well this week. They're the 2. All right, plenty of trades left over, so I want to make 4 this week to work on getting 16 to 17 for round 17. So we had 17 at the start of the week. Starling to Reed, Tonga to Campbell. Graham's a very interesting one. He's playing incredibly well. I really think they should have used him over Katoni Staggs last night. Yes, in hindsight, but I've been saying this from the start. I thought that he should have been picked, even over Crichton for sure as well. Taylor May to Simonson's a very interesting one. What are the thoughts there, Matty? Give me a comment in the down there. Obviously, he had his big week. Is this just a cash grab? Let me know your thoughts on that one. I'm sure if Graham and Simonson are the best options. Should I go like a Penasini, Clemmer, or Cheese instead? I would personally be going for Clem. But obviously that's, too much extra cash there is the issue. Simonson, very interesting one. I didn't even think about speaking about him in the cash cow one, just because it was just that one random game. He just played awesome against the Raiders, being his previous team. So that's that. But generally okay with the trade outs. Taylor May, I'd personally be holding. I think you need to get rid of Brodie Jones, if we're being honest, my man. Nanai is a potential trade out as well, just with that injury. Obviously, this was sent in before that. Could go Aiken, Jackson, or Tohu instead. I wouldn't be trading any of those three outs. Cotter, it's like, do you continue holding him now, or do you move him on? That's the bigger question there. That's it. Very interesting one to talk about there, Matty. All right, got a few to go, guys. Nice and quick from here on in. Thinking Starling to Reed, awesome, do that. Thinking Tunga or May for a cash out. Savage, I would personally stay away from Savage. I think he's only got a couple of weeks left in the starting side, unless Sticky decides to put CNK on the bench, or if Savage continues to play well, then he'll get more games. But he doesn't play around 17 as well, is the issue. And using the extra money to try and get IPAPs, that would help. If you can use one of the cheaper guys, trade out to trade in one of the cheaper guys, and you can still get to IPAPs, that would be great. I'd probably avoid captaining Tohu this week, just for the slight worry. I'd go for Hines. If you get IPAPs in, then that would be great as well. Really want more guns in the middle and the edge. Payne Haas, if you're holding him all year, that would be sick. And there's plenty of guys to pick from, including McInnes and IPAPs and stuff. So that's that. In that one, all right, the Style Bender Talking League, Mr. Kyle Lomas, 620 overall rank, doing really well. 13 trades available, which is lovely. 6K in the bank. So thoughts this week: have made the one trade Reed in from Starling, which is great. Other options interested in trade outs: Butcher, Tungo, Crichton. Yep, I would go for either Crichton or Tungo for sure. In that one, he has the potential to not back up as well this week. Trade in severely, will get some good minutes over Origin. I think he will for sure. It looks like he's stuck in that 40 to 45 minute role, which I think is going to be great. He has a nice PPM, so Silva could be a solid option for sure. Garrick, he's been really killing it in that fullback position for sure. What do you think is a priority trade outs between Tungo and Krita? So I think you can flip a coin on that one, really, as to what you want to go for. They're both at a solid price, to be honest, and very similar. Just whichever one works better for you. If you want the wing fullback cover, then hold Crichton. If you don't care about that, then you could trade him on. Butchard, Havili, Krita to Garrick is pretty solid, man. If you want to upgrade your wing fullbacks, which I think is probably a decent idea, then that could work out for sure. Butcher to Havili. If you're happy with the cash that you made on him, then that's fine also. In terms of other guys in the team, really liking the starting team at the moment. Bench is looking nice. If you just make those two trades, that would be pretty cool. And then you play Havili and hope for Cleary and the like, the other guys there to back up this week. But overall, team's looking good. Obviously, Peebles and Vailea a little bit annoying heading into round 17. If they both don't play, that could really hinder that round 17 ones. Just keep them in mind as potential guys to, one of them, I think, moving on. With Vailea is too cheap, I think, to move on at this point. You just leave him for the rest of the year. Use him as a looping option and go from there. All right, Daily M hard over Yo. He had a tough game last night, Isaiah Yo. Not sure if that impact at the start hurt him, but obviously the drop, a couple of average plays, but he'll be right. 116 overall rank, 14 trades, 150 in the bank. Starling to Reed seems pretty obvious. What to do with DCE? Do I spread his cash? DCE had a cracking game yesterday, so I think you just got to continue holding him. Campbell injured, what to do? You could straight swap him if you want. You got the 150k. There's plenty of guns available. You could wait for someone like Pap to come back. Is definitely something to think about. You got Munster there. You got DCE and Cleary. So I can three top guns there. All three of them, great players. Obviously, the two Queensland guys played incredible last night. Cleary not as good, but he'll be fine. The rest of the team's looking good. It's just the Campbell one. What you want to do with that? Do you want to go straight to a wing fullback gun? Do you want to bring Manu in and use that cash elsewhere? You got Fatala Marini in there, which is solid. It's probably the only thoughts on Campbell's. A bunch of guns to select. It's just if you want to use it in the wing fullbacks or not. All right, 2 to go, I believe. Subs not grubs. 2,658 overall rank. Plenty of cash in the bank. 14 trades. Thanks for the videos and all the time you put into replying and chatting to us all. You're my favorite YouTube channel by miles. That's so nice. Thank you so much. Subs, I really appreciate that. Last 2 weeks, I've lost my way from about 500 to 2600. That's tough. Can you please help? I'm open to any suggestions. Thinking about going to Vanga, Starling, Critter, to Reed or Cook, maybe Ramian or McInnes. Ooh, Ramian's a sneaky one. I'd probably stay away from Ramian. I think there's a few other options out there. If you're going to go for one of those centers or wing fullbacks, and that's fair. Your main issue here, man, Baker, you've got at 342. He's not going to be playing in round 17. You've got Hayes Perham. And you got Sonny Luke as well. So I think you need to remove one of those guys, potentially for a cash generating player. So whether that's a Ramsey in your wing fullbacks, for example, or you can try to go to someone like Silva Havili with that extra cash. You know, just changing one of those guys. I think having 3 of them is an issue. So I think Baker's probably the one you'll need to move on soon, and you just got to hope that these guys back up. Jazz is a great one to move on. Just because he's, his time's now. I spoke about him in the previous video. So all of those guys trading out, I think the Reed one's a great start. And then, so that's an extra 100k. It leaves you 170k. You could upgrade Jazz to someone like McInnes, for example, is a very simple one as a straight sideways swap. And then you could upgrade Baker to probably Havili if you can get to that. Would be nice. Or I'd downgrade him to like a Ramsey or something like that. And you can use them, you can use a Ramsey in the wing fullbacks. Would be an interesting one. But I think upgrading your wing fullback and center is going to be a pretty good idea soon. Whether it's Matt Burton or something like that could be a good idea. By the way, I'm mainly aiming for head-to-head, but going for overall points too a bit. Yeah, obviously having a great season there. So if you're going for head-to-head, just continue to build those guns. And I think you need to upgrade in the wing fullback and center like we spoke about. Matt Burton, a great selection. Regrets not buying a doppelganger last week. Is it too late for Garrick or Manu? I think it's too late for either of them. Manu's a good chance of playing in the centers this week, so just be aware of that. On that one. All right, last one. Kind of regret selling Hastings now for Butcher. Yeah, Hastings we're just not sure about. I'm hoping that he comes out and plays well and his foot's a lot better, but if it's not, that's obviously an issue and we're probably going to have to sell him anyway. Tunga was a potential sell. Need to keep some trades with... Well, you've used 3 this week, so that's fine. Overall thoughts on the team. Need a wing fullback and a hooker. Well, I'd be trading out Starling for sure this week. We've got our trades up there, round 13 and round... Is it 12? Why are you trade out Harry and Tuolangi for Karaz and Harris? Okay, so what 3 trades have you used this week? That's what we really need to know. But Starling needs to go. Ilias will be fine. Oh, that was last week's. Okay, cool. Ilias is holding. I'd be looking at moving on Starling. You only have the 42k, so you go to him to Havili, or you could downgrade a potentially Butcher. You could downgrade this week a Tungo. I think are the 2. They're the only 2 other options. Maybe downgrade him, upgrade to Reed, or just go straight to Havili this week if you like. Would leave you with 11 trades left if you just did the 1. 10 trades if you did the 2 would be fine also. But that's our video, guys. I hope you really enjoyed that and enjoyed the new glasses look. Appreciate all you guys love. Jump in, subscribe, like this video. Would be sick, and let your friends know. We're definitely halfway through the season now. I hope you guys are all enjoying it. Catch you in the next few videos, guys. See you later.